Once upon a time, there were many different animals that lived together in a large forest. There were lions, tigers, rabbits, snakes, birds, and many others. One day, Bunny noticed Ostrich standing under the trees with her long neck high up. Ostrich didn't notice Bunny watching her because she lived like the rest of the animals who minded their own business. She treated others with great caution because some of them didn't want to befriend her. Bunny was watching her while reflecting on what the other animals said about her, that she was dumb and a coward. And the little animals, such as the squirrels and the little reptiles, were afraid of her large size, and especially so when she ran. She ran so fast that she wouldn't notice anyone under her feet. That's a scary thought for a small animal. Bunny wanted to make sure for himself, was she really dumb and a coward? So he made a vow to verify the truth of what they were saying, because not everything one hears is always true. He drew nearer to her, little by little, so that she wouldn't notice his presence. He was watching her with great caution, and while he was trying to figure out her secret, he sat under the trees, motionless, wondering why she had buried her head in a hole. A while later, she raised her head briefly, but then buried it back inside. Every time she raised her head, she'd gaze to her left and to her right, as if looking for something. Then suddenly she screamed, "Who's there?" Bunny was puzzled and said to himself, "What does she mean?" Then again, Ostrich repeated the question, but this time more firmly. "Who's there? If you're brave enough, come out and announce yourself. I believe you're a tiny one, the size of a squirrel or a bunny." Bunny came out and asked to her in fear,
How did you know I was a bunny? And that my name is Bunny? No one knows my name except for our species, so how did you know?"
"How did I know?" said Ostrich sadly. "I see. You're like the others who think I don't know anything, aren't you? And they call me a coward too. Stay away from me so that you don't get some of my stupidity and cowardice." Bunny felt Ostrich was resentful of what everyone in the forest said about her, because it had made her sad.
"I don't believe you're dumb or a coward,"
said Bunny seriously. Ostrich looked at him with suspicion and brought her head closer to read in his eyes whether he was lying or not. She thought to herself, "What does this bunny want from me? Is this some kind of scheme? Or is he telling the truth? How can I know?" "Are you saying that you don't believe what the others believe?" she asked, puzzled. "How can I believe you?" Bunny answered calmly so he could gain her trust.
"My friend, you seem to me to be smart and brave because you stood bravely and asked me to come out. You were ready to confront your opponent fearlessly. Besides, you felt my presence even though I didn't move and was hiding from you. Also, you called me by my name, which only my people know. Therefore, you're knowledgeable, and most importantly, you don't care at all about what's being said about you being dumb and a coward. That shows you have a strong character."
Ostrich, impressed, looked at him and said, "Obviously, you analyze things a lot. You seem to be smarter than the other animals." At that point, Bunny took advantage of the situation and suggested,
"Why don't we become friends?"
"Friends?" she asked, surprised.
"Why are you surprised?"
asked Bunny.
"This friendship will enrich our knowledge. You can tell me what you know, and I can tell you what I know. In this way, we can make use of our spare time."
Ostrich was silent. She was thinking, and she thought to herself, "Maybe this friendship will change the others' minds about me. And by doing so, I can benefit my own kind so that we're not called ugly names. What's in it for you, Bunny?" she asked.
"I love to exchange knowledge and I love experience. It stays in my memory for longer, and I think it differentiates the good from the wretched," said Bunny.
"Do your father and your mother know that you want to be friends with me?" asked Ostrich with hesitation. Bunny assured her.
I care more now about your friendship. You know what others don't. Don't worry. My parents know how much I love knowledge, and they gave me permission to make friends with those who won't hurt me. And you won't.
She raised her head towards the tree and added, My parents gave me permission to do so too. I accept your friendship, Bunny. Bunny was overjoyed at this and said,
Thank you, my friend.
Ostrich, she said.
What does ostrich mean?
He asked. My parents call me Ostrich the same way your parents call you Bunny. If we want to be friends, you should know my name, she said. Bunny leapt for joy, as he usually did when happy.
Ostrich, my friend, I'm very happy.
He leaped about, and from the way he leapt, Ostrich knew that he was really happy and wanted her friendship. She smiled and went on eating tree leaves. However, the happy moment didn't make her forget to bury her head in the hole as usual. Bunny noticed this and said,
I think you're burying your head for a good reason. Am I right?
Yes, Bunny. I learned this from my parents. My father's name is Rooster, and my mother's is Hen. They did so to check on the eggs they laid in the hole. The hole is very deep and safe from predators such as monkeys and vultures, she said with confidence. Bunny was astonished.
Can I see the eggs inside the holes?
Ostrich laughed and said, There are no eggs here. I don't lay eggs yet because I'm not fully grown. I'm still only 2 years old. Also, the hole would be too deep for you to see anything. Besides, we, the Ostriches race, can hear the sound of water when we lay our heads on the ground or inside holes because sound travels faster through the ground. Bunny sat next to the hole and started chewing on some herbs. He asked Ostrich,
So ostriches don't bury their heads out of fear, but because they want to check on their eggs or listen to sounds?
Suddenly, Ostrich went silent. Bunny noticed and wondered why. She whispered to him, Be quiet, my friend. I want to listen well. Don't move. I can hear something suspicious. She raised her head and listened carefully and started to move her ears. And so did her rabbit friend. He moved his ears in all directions. Then she lowered her head to the ground and put her ears on it for a few moments before lifting it up. When she spoke, she sounded worried. My friend, I feel something. I hear a rumbling sound coming closer, as if there's water flowing. I must warn the forest dwellers to stay safe. Then she stopped for a moment and said, I don't think anyone will believe me. I want to shout and warn them of what's coming. They should take precautions, but who would believe me? Bunny replied,
I do, my ostrich friend. I'll go and tell my parents to warn everybody.
She told him to be careful, as there could be a sweeping torrent on the way. Also, he should steer clear from lower areas. Bunny went quickly to his parents and told them what Ostrich had found out and warned him about, and that she asked him to inform everyone to save the forest dwellers. He explained to them her superior sense of hearing, and because they didn't have much time, his father went on to listen carefully, and he used all of his senses, and fully alert, moved his ears in all directions. He felt that Ostrich's warning was right. There was something coming. Soon, the ostrich's calls were heard, and they kept getting higher and higher to warn the rest of the herd. They were warning everyone to stay away from the lower areas, and that all small animals must get away by climbing trees or high rocks. The rabbits went on and repeated the same warnings, confirming what the ostriches were saying. And so, the forest dwellers were warned and started taking safety measures. Some of them climbed trees. Others climbed high hills as quickly as they could. A few moments later, there was a sweeping flow of water which carried along both big and small rocks. It passed through the forests, and the animals watched this torrent from a distance, amazed at how the ostriches knew about this and happy that they were able to escape this danger. The torrent lasted a full day. On the following day, the forest dwellers gathered to check on each other and agreed to reconsider what they knew about the ostriches and to stop calling them hurtful names. Bunny explained to them how Ostrich knew about the torrent and her good traits, and that she was rational and sensible. Bunny told his friends Ostrich of what the forest dwellers agreed upon and carried their apologies for their offenses and misunderstandings of the nature of her kind. And in turn, Ostrich carried the message to the rest of the herd, and that was their last era of her being known as stupid or a coward. Everyone in the forest now wanted to be friends with Ostrich and to get to know her more. And the closest to her was her friend, Faithful Bunny.